Yeah, they told him that. They were like, don't you know anything about superheroes? Like that was
And like
the prevailing thing at the time.
Come all these later is the fact that they have related problems, exactly why they've endured so well.
Yeah, it's usually the shit that it's what people are able to relate to the most.
And speaking of things that you can relate to, I can relate to being able to play through Marvel vs. Capcom or Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 again.
Oh, Marvel vs. Capcom, when's that stream?
Oh man, we have to figure out which one to play because there are a couple of really good ones.
Oof. Not to mention like which ones are feasible to get a hold of. I mean, MVC3 I think would be easiest and most recommendable of like something I wouldn't feel bad for you to spend money on.
Gonna take you for a ride. Dun-dun-dun.
I think that song is in MVC3, but
yes, it is. Yes, it is. But
MVC2 I don't think you can even get a hold of anymore.
It is not in Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order, which we are playing today, because they added new content to this game.
Yeah, they did.
As you can see in the menu here, Cable, Gambit, Iceman, and the worst character in Marvel lore are all here. And now playable.
I've never understood the deal with Phoenix of just like, oh, it's a malevolent entity.
I have never liked the whole concept of the Phoenix Force.
Like, that really is, like, the whole thing, like, I get how it can be dangerous and world-threatening. You have this very powerful entity, and also she's a bit of a bitch.
Let's create a room.
As a matter of fact, and in some cases, she's an incredible bitch. It seems like the Phoenix is like where interest in X-Men dies.
Pretty much. Okay, so yeah, we're doing the right mode. It's Gauntlet. We're doing the first Gauntlet. Defeat Juggernaut and Mystique as they appear. You have 5 minutes. So this is like the last DLC where it's just a bunch of like challenges.
Yeah, I gotta wait for you to create a room.
Yeah. 1, 3, 4 will be the password. Cool. And we will proceed. Room is being created now, and we are basically about to get started.
Awesome.
I am obviously Brandon Carey. Joining me as usual for the Marvel streams is my pal Chris.
I am not Iron Man.
You have been no, you have experience taking the high road.
Oh God, yes I have. To find out what Acharky is talking about, tune into his channel. Like,
Hero select. Okay, yes. Let's get rid of Chris Pratt. Because I don't like Chris Pratt. No one likes Chris Pratt.
Right. I have to select a new character.
You've definitely been grinding in this game way more than I have.
Oh, I have. And a lot of that has to do with the fact, one, I really wanted to unlock Thanos. I got really fucking tired. And as a matter of fact, actually no, I'm gonna save.
Oh,
Thanos.
you must not know Xenochrist. Chris Pratt hates the gays.
Yeah, he's not come out on record and said that. As a matter of fact, I need to pull up the chat somewhere, so that I can see what the chat's saying myself. Give me a moment. So I'm actually gonna play as Josh Brolin as Cable.
How do I actually start the game? Oh, I guess I must wait for you to ready up.
Yeah,
but yeah, I know. I understand the sigh you're having right now. I get it. I understand exactly. You're playing as Cable. I guess you got a new buddy.
Yeah,
a new party member.
I wanted to play as Josh Brolin for this one.
But Josh Brolin as Cable, not Josh Brolin as Thanos.
No.
Which you have
we'll
unlocked.
I have to... shit.
Danger room hazards are active. We have 6 lives.
Okay. Cool, now I can see the chat. Now, if it's not too much of an annoyance, though, I may change characters between gauntlets.
I do not care.
Okay, then.
I mean, you're probably going to be a higher level than me anyway, no matter what character you pick, so...
Yeah. So, okay. I wanted to unlock Thanos, and unlocking the challenge to do so is not that hard. It's the challenge itself which sucks shit. Because what it does is it makes you go up against members of the Black Hand and Thanos simultaneously. I also love that my combo is just Cable shooting his stupid gun.
I mean, you hit the gun button. It's Persona 5. You hit gun.
Yeah, it really is like...
It's gonna take you for a ride.
Yeah, that's right, because Cable was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I want to say Cable was also an assist character, an original NPC, but I could be wrong.
I forgot how to play this game.
Oh, yeah.
Leveled up.
So, the challenge to unlock Thanos has a recommended level of 65. But can you get through it on 65? No, you won't. You won't. Can you get through it on 70? No. I didn't get through that challenge until my characters were like 80 or 81.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it was a pain in the ass. Like, holy shit. And it's also kind of telling when you unlock Thanos, he is at level 80.
They knew.
The stuff that they've added to the game is like DLC, like the gauntlets, as well as like the shield depot, have made it a little bit easier to
grind up to that point.
Level up your characters. Because the shield depot just basically allows you to turn money into experience.
I still, I said it back when we originally played it, but I fundamentally still have the problem with the game where I shouldn't have to grind 100 heroes separately. Like there should be an account level, account-wide level. Yeah. I still think that's the stay.
For the most part, the characters that I used were my consistent team that I played when I did the game single player. So I wasn't really changing characters often, as I more or less was worried about grinding up characters that I was already leveling up. It's just that the problem was I needed to get them up so high because
is this just being the destination in time, or
I don't know. I think defeating enemies adds the time, but you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it.
It looks like it does, yeah.
I
don't actually know what the goal here is. I wasn't paying attention.
Finally, some action.
Yeah, so, I had beaten the game on, mighty difficulty, and then it opens up superior, and then when I beat the game on superior, it opens ultimate difficulty. There was a superior Iron Man 2, which was like, hey, want to see Tony Stark really be a dick?
Slay all Viking souls.
Yep, makes sense.
There we go.
Cable
Might
just
as well use it.
Yeah. Cable also kind of has a, hey, I summon multiple blasters and I blasty blast.
As you do. When your weapon is gun, you have a lot of ways to use gun.
This heavy attack is...
Oh, it's Magneto.
is like his big metal arm gets crazy, and which I kind of like, but
I hate when cutscenes are going and the clock is still ticking.
yeah, that's
like we have plenty of time, so it's not a big deal. But like, I really hate when that happens in any game.
That's bad design. That's
challenge clear. Okay, that didn't take that long at all.
because I get fucking stomped.
I mean, yes, Venom. As you know, Xenochrist, I have a symbiote fetish. So, we play as Venom. And if I had the patience one less symbiote Spidey, I absolutely would be playing a symbiote Spidey as well.
I already unlocked the X-Men characters, so I figured I'd want to goof around and be silly. So, that reminds me.
You have 5 minutes to defeat Iceman.
I have to. I've got to search something real quick.
But yes, if symbiotes came to our Earth, I would betray humanity, and it's nothing personal. It's just business. It's nothing personal.
Iceman, played by the guy whose name I can't remember in those first 3 X-Men movies.
That sounds right.
The thing was, so when we were originally planning to do this, when the weekend the DLC came out, and then you forgot to update.
Yes.
I had like a list of the actors. Down. Yeah. Now I kind of don't care, because all four of the characters have been played by actors in movies at some point. Oh my god, these things are getting annoying.
Yes, for God's sakes.
Yeah, you're holding the wrong shoulder button for that.
Okay.
That's why you're doing that.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're right in time.
Let's fight in on that action.
What else? Oh yeah, there's one of these things left.
He's almost dead too.
Yep.
What a marvelous performance.
I'm here to make sure my people
Okay, I
survive, not you.
have to go to IMDb.
Hello, Internet people.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for attending this marvelous showing.
Alright.
One challenge unlocked.
Favorite Sub-Zero hero.
3.
Was that James Arnold Taylor?
Who?
Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank.
I don't know. I would have to
Also
look at the
Tidus from FF10.
Okay, so Iceman Bobby Drake was played by Shawn Ashmore in those original 3 X-Men movies. Okay. Now, while you're selecting Gauntlet, I am also now going to play as Iceman, played by Shawn Ashmore, but probably also played by John Ashmore, whoever.
By John Ashmore.
Sure.
Oh, we got 2 challenges unlocked. Stack's deck and fight for the future. Stack's deck is probably Gambit.
Yeah, it's Fight for the Future is Cable, Stack Deck is Gambit, and then whatever the last one is Phoenix, because who cares? But
I have to actually change the, I have to confirm. Oh, this menu is kind of unwieldy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Games, do better at this menu stuff. Why are you so terrible at them? Like, not just this game, but like most games are bad when they're menus. Alright. So now, our fate's in the cards. Persona and stuff. Whenever you're ready, duders.
I'm on my acting kick again. Okay. So now we're...
So now he's gonna summon his persona, and it's gonna be great. That's what the cards are for, right? You throw them and you shout persona, and then monsters come out.
And you throw it up in the air and kick it. And...
Yeah.
Gambit was played in X-Men Origins Wolverine by an actor named Taylor Kitsch.
Nice.
Taylor Kitsch, I don't know.
Taylor Swift, agreed. That's how you pronounce it, Taylor Swift.
God damn it.
Though Beyonce had the best album that year.
Shit. Oh shit, I should ready up. Okay. Stop looking at IMDb.
Perhaps the last session was, as the New Mutants might say, a bit...
Now, Iceman is a character I've
Let's turn
actually always enjoyed and had a little bit of attachment to when it came to like X-Men characters, which was also why I was interested in unlocking him for this stream. My introduction to him, as well as a lot of Marvel characters, was cartoons.
I mean, as is natural. Like,
yeah.
my intro to Spider-Man was the fucking PS1 game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was my first, my first time interacting with Spider-Man anything.
So
that game. And I
so
really
my introduction to Iceman is also what also served as my introduction to Spider-Man as well, because there was a cartoon back in the 80s called Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and he was actually teamed up with Iceman and a character that they made for the show, which would also become part of like the X-Men like lexicon, Firestar. And something I didn't know until much later on, that I discovered kind of like recently through like YouTube analysts and stuff, was the fact, so Firestar was a character that was made for that show specifically for the reason that the original idea for Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, that one, yeah, he was still going to be teamed up with Iceman, but also they wanted to team him up with Johnny Storm from Fantastic Four, but that did not happen because there was a weird TV rights thing to where Marvel couldn't use him for that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So instead, they made their own character with Firestar. Pretty much, although Firestar is obviously not as well remembered. Okay,
Clearly.
wow, Iceman's ultimate was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I didn't even mean to make that pun.
I mean,
like,
even notwithstanding, that was still a pretty rad technique.
Yes.
Where you become Nihil Teddy, like Shadow Teddy, and then become a giant thing, and then sweep things with your hands. Yeah.
Also, I love how Iceman can just like go through the air by just
Freezing the air
creating...
underneath him.
Yeah, so like, or like he's just creating ice underneath him that he just slides on continuously.
Yeah.
Like, and so in the cartoon, he did that too, to where it's like, and even as a kid, I'm questioning the physics, like, it's got to be on the ground somehow, right? Like, it's,
I mean, you cast Blizzaga, and then you use your grind abilities to grind the Blizzaga rail. I don't understand how complicated that is.
Because, like,
Yep.
Some other interesting Iceman facts is that the ice shell outside of his body can actually, he can make it thick enough to withstand bullets.
I mean, doesn't he also, like, just have, like, temperature control powers in a very general sense?
He does, but he doesn't know how to use them, because it's like, okay, when you think of how water or air becomes ice, what does that mean? It's like, you know, okay, when something gets cold, it's a transfer of energy, kind of.
Yeah.
When you think of it scientifically, so it's like,
yes.
Iceman's powers, they're better than he thinks they are, but he doesn't know that. And the funny thing was, and I remember
Like
when,
in theory, he could be like hot man. Like he could be literally hot cold man.
Or in some cases, he could be God, but he doesn't know how. Because I remember, so Pat from French Hats had talked about how there was a comic where White Queen had taken over his body at some point. Just go with it. And like borrowed his powers that
just go with his like half of the
yeah. So White Queen possessed his body and like used his powers that affected stuff on a global scale. And like, and then when she lets go of him, he's like, I didn't think I was capable of that. Huh? You gotta tell me how you did that. And she's like, no, get good. She's another interesting fact about Iceman, to my knowledge,
this frostbite is irritating. Holy shit.
Yeah. To my knowledge, he is, well, actually I can't confirm. Well, I was gonna say he's the first, but I could also be completely wrong about it. But he is an openly gay character.
Yeah.
That is canon.
We need more of those so that we can tell Chris Pratt to fuck off.
So, Iceman is only into dudes. Oh man, yeah.
He's
so
got the type of person he needs another dude to chill out with him. That's all.
Oh god damn it!
Come on,
you.
Chris. Like you can't react that way. That's kind of cold.
Monsieur LeBeau, will you make sure our esteemed
Fuck you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I've also got a buff. Oh, and I can just drop a glacier on people. Now, Iceman, let's see. In the original Marvel vs. Capcom, I think for certain he was an assist character. But, because he was, unlike a lot of X-Men characters, Iceman wasn't in, like, Children of the Atom, which was the, like, Capcom Marvel fighting game that kind of started it all. He wasn't in that, but he was made a playable fighter in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
And here he goes. He's playing his cards. Like, I could either make a Persona jokes or jokes about the one card-wielding organization I'm Kingdom Hearts right now. I could do either one.
Sure, why not? Yeah, Gambit, as played by Guy, who was in X-Men Origins Wolverine, and I said his name earlier. I don't care to pull it up again.
Hope that the Henchman Union has a good dental plan.
Well fought.
I mean, I'm sure Phoenix probably is okay to play as. It's just the character is not something I've ever cared about.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't that like mechanically I don't even know how she plays in the game, but conceptually I just don't like the character.
Alright, time for another character change for me. So, I know we're going up against the Cable fight.
Do you want to do a mirror match?
Nope, I'm gonna do Josh Brolin versus Josh Brolin.
Oh, okay.
Josh Brolin as Thanos versus Josh Brolin as Cable.
Are you inevitable, Chris?
I mean, considering how much grinding I fucking did to unlock Thanos, yes, I would say it was inevitable.
I am inevitable.
Endgame probably would have been a lot better if Robert Downey Jr. had said, you know, and I am Iron Man. Bitch! And
I still think I think a lot about how, like, before Iron Man the movie, Robert Downey Jr. was basically like the worst person you could cast to play anything because he was just doing so much like crime and like drugs.
It was very much a drug addiction problem. Like
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.'s turn, like that is like it's such a great redemption arc. You know, and also seeing him like actually become a father and everything. And...
Holy shit!
Wow, she stood no chance.
I think
this
that's
is
how
one of those.
I think it's one of those challenges where you just have to do it.
Yeah,
this way.
like your EX meter builds, so you just keep doing it.
But yeah, like, and I hear stories about the AI that Warner Bros. Is making to try to figure out who should be playing their actors or their characters. Like you missed the point. Like part of the magic of that MCU was literally it was the worst possible person to cast, and they did a great job and brought his career back and created like a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
Yeah, like it really is. Like the funny thing to me, it's not like they explored it much in the movies because of course they weren't, but
yeah.
It almost seemed like it was a good fit because even me back in like 2009 or whenever, I think that was when Iron Man came out, 2008, 09, around that time frame. And it's like Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, and it's like, oh, well, that's perfect. Both the actor and the character have substance abuse problems.
Or like that could not be a more like a well-paired character to actor.
I mean, not to mention, like, Tony Stark, obviously, he's been established as a character, and there are things about him, but, like, Robert Downey Jr. kind of came in and just made it his own, and it's one of those things where it's like, you get the feeling he enjoys being that character. And also because Robert Downey Jr. has that range, like, when he needs to be serious, he gets really fucking serious. And...
I remember you.
Yeah.
Barely, but I do.
Inhuman's character, so no one cares.
Yeah. His power seems to also be done.
Well, the thing I know about this character, which is very little, is that he's just one of these villains that, like, his ability is his intellect, which lets him make almost anything, but he's still a dumbass because he fails, because of course he has to.
He is so intelligent, except not actually that smart.
No. He is the neocortex of the Marvel Universe.
I love when we beat the bosses and we have just jobbers left.
Yeah. I think Thanos in this game is voiced by the same actor who played Thanos in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
That sounds right. Yeah, I think that is the case.
Which, to my knowledge, is also the same actor who does the voice for Sagat in the English dub for like any of the Street Fighter games. I could be wrong. I'd have to double check them. It's just they do sound so familiar. So here's where we get the Brolin versus Brolin fight.
Why choose between Kane or Abel when you can have Cable instead? Just have them both in one character.
Son of a bitch.
The ultimate fusion of Kane and Abel. It's Cable.
Sure, why not? Although no, it is spelled with a C. I was gonna say, yeah. I thought, like, I wonder if the biblical Cain is spelled with a K, but it's like, no.
That's what makes it even better.
And, okay, so you know what you just reminded me of? Were you there that movie night when we watched Mother?
I don't think I was.
The fucking Darren Aronofsky movie. Like, Okay, spoilers for Darren Aronofsky's Mother is that, you know, the whole thing was religious, Christian iconography and everything, and references to it. The thing is, like, you know, like, if you don't know that going into the movie, you just see all this stuff going on, and it's like, what the fuck is happening? This movie is just being Darren Aronofsky all over it. And,
Did it.
nice.
As you die.
It was a double KO. And I remember, like, because I went into the movie after, like, reading the synopsis and stuff on it, because I wasn't gonna fucking go to the theaters to watch that. And it was one of those things where, like, Kurt was talking about it, oh man, the fucking twists and turns on it, and I was like, I don't have the patience to sit through this, so I'm just gonna read what it is. So I knew what it was, and then it was during, like, one of, like, Sam's art house movie nights.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, and
Yeah.
time for another character change, so...
Time to fiddle with the menus for a bit.
Because I think, yeah, we've done Iceman, we've done Phoenix, we did,
Fire and Fury. It looks like there's one more after this from the looks of things.
Okay, so it's like, we did Cable, Iceman, Gambit, so yeah, it's now up to the Phoenix one.
Yeah.
Which I'm just gonna switch back to Iceman. Because Iceman's awesome.
So you're gonna be the ice to her fire?
Sure, why not? I fucking lost my whole train of thought. Where was I going?
You know, I think
Oh, Mother.
Iceman would be a great police officer. He'd be able to go, freeze!
Damn it all. No, so during one of Sam's art house movie nights, we were watching Mother, and I kind of laughed because I was like, oh, I know what this movie is. But in the spirit of art house, I did not say a damn thing.
It's
And
the
there were
sequel to
even-
the Earthbound series, right?
I wish. That would have been a much better movie, in my opinion. But no, it's just all this woman going through hell, and it's all religious iconography references and stuff, and especially specifically Christian stuff, and how God is a dick, and you know all this stuff, you know. Oh right, we get the Phoenix Force from defeating these guys.
What does that do?
I don't know. I think it makes it super strong or whatever. It's like a power up, but
That had to hurt.
yeah.
You can be possessed by up to 3 Phoenix.
Yeah. So now you're Phoenix.
It must be increased attack power in exchange for like rapid
Yeah.
decay over time.
No, we're sitting there watching it, and I think even Sam, at a few points, is like, Chris, what is going on? I was like, I'm not saying a damn thing. And obviously, no one was able to figure it out. But after the movie was over, I pulled up an article that I had read that had explained it.
Oh, it's Phoenix possessed ICBs.
Yep.
So, like, is this a fight of fire and ice?
Sure, why not? He is the Avatar.
Oh, I was thinking of Thrones, like a song of fire and ice. So that works too.
I wonder if I'm ever gonna read those books one day. I own 4
I
of them.
probably will at some point, although, like, I'm not in a hurry to.
No, like,
And apparently neither is George R.R. Martin.
no, he's not. He's got to make Elden Ring first.
Can you
Oh, but
imagine
if-
how pissed off, like, Game of Thrones fans must have been when they heard that he was working on Elden Ring? And not the Game of Thrones finale?
It's like, no, fuck you. He and Miyazaki got to make a game.
That on one hand I feel for them, the other hand I would have loved to see the the group of diehard Game of Thrones fans just like, I would love to be a fly in the room when Elden Ring got officially announced.
Oh, there's fucking snipers. These guys gotta go.
Sure do.
Hey, buddy.
Down.
Here we go. Yeah, so we watched Mother, and then I start reading Sam, the article that I read that explained what Mother was about and how it was all a religious thing, and then I could hear the pieces coming together in Sam's head. I think Sam and Taylor both were like, oh wait, man. I was like, yeah, because everything that happens in the movie is all freaking religious symbolism. Are there more snipers?
Yeah, I think they're gonna keep spawning in.
Eat shit.
I'm more concerned about these gravity like wells that keep coming out.
Okay, snipers are gone.
I can barely comprehend what's going on my screen right now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, that's a big problem. It's also one of the reasons, like,
oh, these gravity pulses are literally causing us to physically move.
Like, imagine playing this in portable mode.
Oh my god, that sounds like terror.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like a threat.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a nightmare. I mean, I've tried it. Like, going through that fucking Dormammu boss fight, the shittiest fight in like the whole game, which...
Oh my god, in portable mode, when like the laboratory fight, because there's so many effects in that fight.
Yeah, no, it's just all the particle effects are on screen.
Pretty shiny, and then I can't see what I'm actually supposed to be doing.
Nope.
Defeat Cable and Cyclops.
Oh, right. Because they're related.
I did not know they were related.
Okay.
What is, like, Cable, like, the
I know
the
Cable is kind of a
descendants?
lesser-known character, so, okay.
Like,
Fun fact. Cable is actually the son of Cyclops and Jean Grey in the mainline universe.
sorry for him. That's awful.
Now, the reason why Cable is a time traveler is because, for whatever reason, he was born with some kind of virus that is like, that's where his middle arm comes from. It's like turning him machine-esque or something.
Yeah. Halo's old as time.
So, there's no cure for it in this day and age. But, when he was born, they decided to send him into the future in a time where there could be a cure. But Cable is just Dark Future Man, where like the world's fucked up because there's no happy futures in X-Men universes. Or like in X-Men stories.
That sounds horrible.
I mean, granted, I think Marvel in general, it's like the future just always sucks.
Particle effects are really becoming obtuse.
Yeah, it's... Uh-oh. Oh shit, now I'm down.
Oh my god.
Now, this is bad, right?
Yeah, this is pretty awful.
So imagine having to fight all the members of the fucking Black Order and Thanos.
Well, that's Cable down.
Unlock that fucking channel, or that challenge. Like, that I hated that challenge so much. Get rocked, Scotty.
You cannot win without us.
The Cyclops' first name is Scott.
Yeah.
No, he's nowhere near that cool.
I almost vomited at the idea. Like, Scott Pilgrim is a character I really enjoy, but cool is probably not the thing you should be describing him as.
Sucks. As a kid, I used to like Cyclops just because I thought it was cool he could shoot lasers out of his eyes.
I mean, that is cool. It's just that the rest of it isn't.
Yeah, no, he sucks. He's a shitty person.
Techno-organic virus, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's a staple in anime. The virus that, like, you're half organic, half synthetic. And defeat Phoenix.
'Cause of course we do. I believe...
Is there a reason why Jean Grey is specifically the one that becomes the Phoenix?
I don't fucking know.
Only one of us lives through this.
The only thing that seemed to be interesting about it was writers just liking the idea that, like, they, you know, the whole couple thing between her and Cyclops, and then, like,
I love that we chose to do it at roughly the same time. It doesn't matter if she moves around the whole arena, and that fucking was annoying.
like, it just seemed like there was this whole thing. Like, I remember, like, in watching the 90s X-Men show growing up, like, it just seemed like there was this thing, like, everybody just fucking wanted her. Like, Mr. Sinister was all about harvesting her and Scott's DNA to make the ultimate mutant.
The ultimate
Hellfire... Yeah, whatever. The Hellfire Club, like, the leader just wanted to stick his dick in her because of her power and stuff. And...
Oh, there's a barrier.
Oh, whoops. I didn't pay attention to that. This is gonna suck.
I'm already annoyed at this boss fight.
Oh, hey, Wolverine got it.
You, like, please ignore me for, like, a few minutes?
They're not drawing the aggro.
There we go. You're back. You're back.
Yay. I'm an ice cube again. Oh shit.
Barry's back.
Yep. Getting it. I think Iceman has a buff. Like, I can raise defenses or something, so that comes in handy.
I love that we take damage from being next person since she's literally like
Yeah.
Avatar of Flames or something.
I don't
Barrier's
fucking
back.
know. Like, that was the other thing about that X-Men series, was just like, yeah, the Phoenix did some shit, and these alien cops want her put in jail, and blah blah blah. And I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I still remember, like, I thought the idea of the Phoenix was more interesting. Well, actually, no. The Phoenix has never been interesting.
I love that. I thought the Phoenix was interesting. Actually,
well,
no.
The thing. It's just like, the Phoenix is just something that's like, it's super powerful and it's up its own ass because all it wants to do is just cause trouble and misery for whatever reason. Like, the Phoenix as an entity is a gigantic bitch and or asshole. That's its problem. And the thing I was gonna say was that, you know, the Phoenix being something that has also been used and was kind of the crux of Avengers vs. X-Men.
Okay, there is no other comment. We're done. That's it for the DLC.
We could see if there's matchmaking for the Danger Room, which introduced multiplayer.
Sure. I'll leave the room.
Why not?
All right, come on, let me go back. There we go. Okay. Danger room. Versus player. Online. Friends. Okay, okay, no. Yeah, that's joining a room. Not a friend.
Yeah, I gotta go to the danger room menu too, so...
I'll put the password as 1, 2, 3, 4 again.
Alright. Yep, there's that. I don't know how this works, as I've never done it myself, although...
I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like, this looked like a versus mode.
Yeah, basically
But
what it is.
We're not fighting each other. It looks like we're competing for certain objectives. Win conditions, round 1. Looks like there's 3 rounds, and, like, the first one to beat the round's, win condition is the winner.
Sure?
Change team. What? Okay.
I was gonna say, can I not... Hang on.
Hero select. Okay, there's what I'm looking for. I don't want to play as fucking Chris Pratt.
I guess I can't join your team.
I think this is like you versus me.
Okay, sure. Why not? We'll do this.
Should be fun since I haven't actually developed any characters. But we'll go with the game. We'll do this.
Let me see if I can do something. Let me... Okay, Hulk's at 50. I haven't... Well, no, let me... Yeah, he's at
Guess I'm having Phoenix on my team. She's my highest level, like, 4th wheel right now.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Okay, Doctor Strange. Okay. Who is actually up there? Oh, Deadpool. Okay. Look at him. So, this is kind of like a decent mid-range team.
This is weird.
Hulk approves.
I guess I'm ready. This is 2 of 8. This is... How do I start? Or
I don't even
do I have to read?
I can't, like, the ready prompt is not available for me.
I don't think there's enough people. We might have to...
Oh, you must need 8. Huh. Okay.
Like a full group. Okay, so it doesn't match make. Okay.
Okay. This is silly. That was
Yeah,
silly.
fuck this, I
What
guess.
are the odds you'll find 8 people who are playing this game at the same time?
Who the hell knows? I am curious though. I'm going into the danger room menu to see if I can find if there's something we can do. Otherwise, train with system AI.
Yeah, I guess maybe we can, oh, you can do online play like on the same team against AI, an AI team.
Okay, we could try that.
Sure.
So I kind of have to go into the menu, the same menu though, and then find your
and
name.
then hit friend.
Yeah. We're having a good time. We're learning
I'm
about.
still like astounded that the Guardians of the Galaxy are like the first characters you unlock in this game. Like that is such a
Yeah, like
incredible...
that's where you like it really does show like the influence that the Marvel movies have had. Like, and even Guardians of the Galaxy, like, you look at everything that Marvel has done before they put that movie out, and now they're going with like one of the most obscure
should be able to join my
teams.
room now for the versus system.
They go with one of the most obscure teams, and they don't shy away from the fact that one of their characters is a talking raccoon.
Yeah.
And a tree who only says one phrase.
Yeah, little
If
rabbit.
Warner Brothers made that movie, Like, can you imagine?
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
Okay.
I mean,
so...
like I said earlier, Warner Bros. is experimenting with an AI that will help it figure out who's going to play what character in their casting. But like,
I just don't understand.
an AI would never think to put Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
No.
Never.
No.
Because back then, like, he was toxic.
Yeah. Yeah. No. He's not somebody you would have thought of to mainline a superhero film. Okay, I am ready.
Alright, let's play.
But no, I've, like, after finally getting through that whole thing with the Thanos challenge, I then proceeded to beat the game on ultimate difficulty, which is why my characters are up to the 90s.
You were really into this game way more than anyone. Than I was.
The thing that just put me off, like you said, is having to level up characters individually. And or at the very least in a group of 4.
Yeah. Like, this made both my highlights and disappointments lists of 2019 lists.
Yes.
For different reasons.
I can fully... It's like, did I enjoy this game? Yeah. Is it a disappointment? Yes, it is. Like...
Okay, yeah, we just have to defeat enemies. Find to beat the Green Goblin and just get better than the AI. Just gotta do it better than the AI.
Sure.
This seems kind of like a silly...
I mean, it's cool that they add new modes in with like the resources that they kind of have, and I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's kind of interesting.
It's not like when I think of things to put in Marvel vs. Capcom I'm sorry, Marvel Alliance. This is not the first thing that comes to mind.
No, usually the thing that comes to mind for me is usually just characters. Like, and that's what I thought the past was mostly just going to be about, was just adding people in. But no, they kind of like give you new challenges and modes and some new stuff you can unlock for other characters. Like,
okay, so like it looks like there are like challenges you can fulfill for their team to inflict stats on them as they fight on their side.
huh?
So like you see their defeat for enemies. If we do that before the CPU does, we get the status effect on them, and if they do it first, then they get a status effect on us.
There's a mode in Destiny that does something like this. It's
amount of power.
well, we got them EX gauges filled. Oh no.
Masterclass in mayhem.
I have the usability challenge to fulfill.
My ability
Oh my God,
meters.
I cannot see. These gravity wells are really annoying.
Yeah. No, I was really into, like, when it came to unlocking, like, characters and costumes, I did want to do it, although the base costumes unlockable in the game suck shit. The new ones that they added with DLC were actually worth a damn, and what I wish they would have included to begin with. But there are definitely missteps made with this game that, yeah, it's very clear. It's like, yeah, no, this is not a Raven game. This is Koei Tecmo, whoever the fuck worked on it. Like,
Also, there are some Phoenix Force inflicted enemies here.
Your turn to suffer.
Deployed against opponent.
They're evening up.
oh man. How can I pick up anything? There we go. Inflict confuse. I don't know how we're gonna do that.
Let's radiate on that action.
There we go, and we beat
Hey,
them.
there we go.
We beat the AI at the first round. Woo! It's like it's best 2 out of 3 from the looks of it.
Basically. Sure.
Yeah, okay. This is like again, this isn't bad, it's just really weird.
Yeah. I mean,
It's just like defeating 200 enemies is our objective, is just
yeah.
kill a bunch of mooks. And as Venom for them.
I feel like there is something that would probably keep people coming back to this though is more of like the Infinity challenges.
Yeah.
Although again, like I wish characters would have gained XP even if you weren't using them. Like that just seems like the biggest fucking hassle.
Yeah, that feels like that's. I get that they want you to they want players to like play as those characters to level them up, but like I don't want to play them if I have to like
No.
start from the beginning from level 1 to whatever level I was at. I just want to play them. I'll just play someone else.
I've seen some videos where it's like there are some XP ISOs that you can get and then do some of the Infinity trials that you can get a lot of XP out of and all this shit, but I didn't have the patience. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that with like every character, and
Like if odds are, if you really want to play as a character, you'd already be playing as them. Like
yeah,
that
again,
you
like
would- like this is the kind of game where like your party is the 4 characters you are, like, you enjoy them.
the DLC did kind of allow you to just turn money into XP. So if you did get a lot of money, you can just dump that into a character, and then there you go.
Kicking their ass, holy shit.
Yeah, no, they stand no chance, but at the same time, it's like, what are they supposed to,
Yeah.
like, you know, what could they do?
Training sequence recalibrating.
Holy crap, there's so much
I'm seeing
shit on.
frame rate dips.
Yeah, no, this game was not made to handle this.
The particles.
Power levels inhibited.
They're everywhere.
Radiate on that action.
Mission protocols initiated.
Holy
fuck
shit,
balls.
the frame rate. That was awful.
Yeah, no.
Friend and foe alike will deal increased damage.
Okay. Round 3. I think after this, there's probably not much else to show, but
Yeah, probably not. But
we got an
holy
hour
lord.
out of this.
Yeah. We'll probably do some Infinity challenges or something for the next hour.
Sure.
Although, like you gotta ready up first, Chris.
Oh, whoops. Let me close that window. I don't need it open now.
Though, I do remember what I said when we played the campaign, where it is kind of annoying that the MCU has basically defined the entirety of the rest of Marvel canon.
The thing, I mean, I will say that this game, like, still does a competent job of, like, encompassing the important parts of the Marvel Universe. It's like, is there more of an emphasis on, like, the Avengers? Yes, there is. But, we still got X-Men and a whole level dedicated to, like, the X-Mansion and stuff. We still got, like, you know, Inhumans I'm not entirely surprised by, but no one really gives a shit about the Inhumans. Like,
Yeah.
God, that show
Also, the
failed.
goal is its destination, which I'm just cheesing by not fighting.
Don't lose your legs, my arachnid allies.
Like,
Oh yeah, I want to do this puzzle with a gravity well machine in the middle.
I hate. Yeah, no, these are the bane of my existence. Holy
Oh my god,
hell.
this gravity well! Thank you!
You're welcome. No, like, you had, like, stuff in the X-Mansion,
Okay.
stuff in, like, the Dark... Uh-oh.
Wow!
Don't lose
Recovery
your legs,
utility
my
loading.
arachnid allies.
Okay. I mean, if anything, that would just put us behind the AI team. Oh, shit.
What is killing us?
I don't know.
It's inflicting 2,000 damage per attack! No wonder!
Wow. Okay, you gotta go. Doing a challenge thing and it's being a butt.
Yeah, okay, all three of my characters are straight up dead, so, like, just... Okay, here we go. Now...
Yep. I got us.
User power levels inhibited.
Oh, great.
User power levels inhibited.
Yeah, they're inflicting shit now because we got down. Oh, I hate this status effect so much.
Oh my god, yes.
Mission protocols initiated.
Yeah.
Levels inhibited.
Don't lose your legs, my arachnid allies.
Okay, I can do this. Woo!
Hulk was just getting started.
Okay, so we go this direction.
Yeah.
Training sequence recalibrating.
What the fuck is going on?
I think it's the AI got ahead and holy shit. Wow, that sucks. You get fucked if you fall behind.
Yeah.
Training sequence recalibrating. Threat deployed against opponent.
They got there first.
Oh well. We still beat them 2 times out of 3.
In the first 2 rounds.
Danger room results. Training here, you can review blah blah blah. So yeah, 2 out of 3, not bad.
Well, that was unique.
Yeah, it's an interesting addition that they've made.
Hello, Power Play. Yeah, this is a good game. I would recommend.
Yeah, this game is decent for what it is. Like, even if you don't get the DLC, it's a very nice package. It just does some things that I wish, you know, would have been done better.
I'm going to it. I'm on the Infinity menu in the main menu.
Yeah, now I gotta figure out how we do co-op there.
Oh, I probably have to set up a lobby.
Yeah, I think you do. As a matter of fact, yeah, I would just go to the co-op menu after you set that up.
So yeah, figure out what rift we're going to play, and then create the lobby. These menus are really, really unwieldy. I don't like them.
Yeah, no, that's... UI design is not this game's strong point.
Oh, there are some challenges you can't play with other players. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, like the solo, there are ones where it's like there are solo ones that are just one character only for that particular costume, what have you.
Yeah. Okay, the room is created.
Woo. Yep.
As you can see, I'm not a very just player because I still have characters I haven't unlocked yet, and I still only have 3 leveled heroes as opposed to the whole suite.
Let's swing into action.
Oh boy. Let's see. I'm actually gonna hero select. I'm gonna use Iceman again, because why not? I am ready.
Alright, and now we can play. Look at this basic, like, loading screen. I mean,
yeah, well, really, it's almost kind of bittersweet. We've only got one stream left of this when that last DLC pack drops.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you're not going to touch the game ever again after that.
I have no idea.
You know...
I mean, like, I uninstalled this game prior to this.
Yeah, you did.
So...
You did.
Like,
you know...
I don't hate this game, but, like, I rarely get, like, the urge to say, oh, let's play some novel.
Yeah, no, it's... I see myself going back to this sometime.
This is a game
Maybe
where I
like-
would basically only play it with a buddy. Like, I don't envision myself playing this by solo.
You and I are very different on different wavelengths as far as that's concerned, but...
yeah, clearly.
That's just me, though.
Yeah. But like that's probably like why I'm so reluctant to this, like the level up and all that, because for me, like, this is a co-op game. Like, and without someone to play it with, I don't really have, like, I had gotten the Ultimate Alliance games, like the other ones, but I was struggling to launch them for the same reason, where, like, I didn't have a person to play it until you agreed to do with me on stream. Although
sometime or another, I have to have you on stream for the, I'm trying to think of what they were called, X-Men Legends games, which were the precursors to this whole thing.
Oh yeah, I've always been interested in those, but I never actually pulled the trigger.
They can be what you expect. You'll see.
I mean, as a prototype for this game, I can only imagine what they're like.
Yeah. God, I remember the hype behind that first game too. Like back when like G4 was something that people actually gave a shit to watch.
With X-Play, yeah.
Yeah, and they would go behind the scenes and talk about like the inspiration behind the game and like having like the idea of a purely like a more co-op focused X-Men game.
That must be completely alien to people.
I mean, previous X-Men games were single player, and the only co-op
costume.
Nice. The only co-op X-Men games previously, like, let's see, before X-Men Legends, you would have had you would have had like, well, there's that Konami beat 'em up that everybody, like a lot of people know,
and like the old arcade games, like Maximum Carnage, and those kinds of things.
Well, I mean, not even Marvel, but like X-Men, like focusing on X-Men.
Oh.
Like, there was this one shitty Nintendo game from the NES that AVGN has talked about in one of his videos, and I remember as a kid like wanting to like that game, but it was just, you know, poopy.
Yeah.
But no, like a lot of X-Men games were like single player, especially like Wolverine has no fucking shortage of games. But it was a lot of like, you know, pick an X-Man and go do the thing. And so like the idea of like a co-op focused X-Man game was at that time like, yeah, no, we've not had a good one of these since like the arcade game. And even that arcade game doesn't hold up anymore because it was a fucking 80s/90s arcade game that just wanted to get quarters out of you.
Students put up a better fight.
Yeah, he has.
So, I don't know if we've already covered this before, but here's a question. Let's say that the developers of this game call you up out of the blue and say, listen, we've got 4 slots we can dedicate to characters that you want to add to this game. They have the Marvel characters, but you have your pick of any Marvel character we can add to this game, any 4.
At this point, when it comes to like this game in particular, it is kind of hard to say because I mean, Fantastic Four really is the first thing that comes to mind when you want to talk about like, okay, you want to really encompass all of Marvel and the important characters that people know. Yeah, that's the only group that's been left out thus far. But if I wanted to say someone other than the Fantastic Four, I would probably maybe start leaning more towards some of the villain characters, maybe.
I've heard Squirrel Girl in the chat.
Now, Squirrel Girl, I feel like that might break the game.
She might be too strong, I think.
Yeah.
Like, kind of OP.
She is called the unbeatable Squirrel Girl for a reason. But then again, Iron Man is far from invincible. I don't know if I'd want any more X-Men characters. I think they have kind of like, with this DLC and the X-Men characters that they included, I feel like they hit all like the bases for like X-Men characters that people know of.
Yeah.
And like give a shit about. Like Cyclops and Colossus, like they weren't in the base game, but they added them for nothing.
And like they added like Gambit, which was like not an obscure one per se, but like when you think of X-Men, like Gambit does come up, but like very, very low on that list of X-Men.
Like maybe Beast, but Beast was more of a supporting character in this. It is honestly difficult for me to think of like actual hero characters I would want aside from like Fantastic Four or Doctor Doom, because again, like has the MCU influenced this game? Yes, but at the same time,
I will say like that, like the MCU parent, like the MCU was mostly in like the whole Infinity Stone bullshit. When it comes to the cast, they actually did a pretty good job, I will say.
And again, I'll defend the Infinity Stone shit mostly because
I guess someone has to. So go ahead.
Well, I mean, as far as the Ultimate Alliance games go, this was the only one to deal with it. And the Infinity Stones being like, you know, it's the end-all be-all MacGuffin in Marvel Universe before those movies, some game was gonna do it. It just so happened to be the time when...
I mean, the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite also did the Infinity Stones thing. That was like, that was the big...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, granted, again, even before then, the first Marvel, well, okay, when Capcom made Marvel Superheroes, the fighting game, the Infinity Stones were gameplay mechanic in that, and Thanos was the main villain. He was the last boss. So it's like, of course. It's just the only reason people are burned out on the Infinity Stone shit is because fucking movies came out that people
because it's been literally years, and that's been like the big driving plot for everything Marvel related for these past couple of years.
And again, it's hard to ignore because it was a big deal also in the source material.
Yeah.
So when it came to like video games and like the story, because like if you wanted to look at the Ultimate Alliance games, the 3 that exist, you know, the first one.
I mean, the
was
first one, like the second one in particular, like it was Civil War, which was at the time it came out, the big like long-running Marvel story.
Right. And the first one being like, here's just this fun mashup of villains doing villain shit and Doctor Doom's up to something. And that was totally fine. And now it was, and like, you know, neither of those games talked about Thanos or the Infinity Stones. So, of course they were going to do it. Like, I don't, I think people just shit on it because it's like, yeah, it's something that does get used a lot when it comes to Marvel stuff, and
it's more like specifically recent Marvel stuff.
Yes.
Where if the thing is, if you're into the Infinity Stones and Thanos and all that, like they've got you covered. But if you're not, they don't got much.
It's not like they can't. It's not like they couldn't do at least one of these games about it.
Yeah. Like in terms of like this series in particular, I'm with you, but I think like the problem is that like this isn't like people aren't talking about that in the context of this series in particular. We're talking about it in the context of like modern Marvel.
Marvel in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get what you mean. Granted, I would prefer an Infinity Stone story over some of the other bullshit that Marvel has done. Like they started another Civil War, and I looked at that and I was like, really? You're just gonna do this again? I feel like there are worse routes they could have gone, you know?
Yes. I see what you're saying. You're not wrong.
I'm not saying it's perfect, far from it, but yeah, there's worse shit that they could have focused this around. I think it was just like the overall franchise fatigue kind of feeling of it.
Yeah. And that kind of like that is like Marvel's curse at this point, is their ubiquity can cause many problems as it's caused success.
Yeah.
And Marvel was once this kind of like not obscure, but specifically like stuck in the realm of nerddom. Only people who would consider themselves gamers or comic book fans would really talk about Marvel lore and that kind of thing. Whereas now, like,
it's become mainstream.
It is the big topic in like water cooler discussions at the office.
Yeah. It again, like I said, it penetrated the mainstream.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
And then on one level that's great because like nerd shit becoming mainstream is not bad.
But also,
on the other
like,
hand, it is exhausting.
This is something that I've been thinking about recently, is that the idea of, like, you want the movies to be like the comics, which is fine, as long as you're only taking, like, the good shit about that. But the thing is, like, comic books in general, it's like any artistic medium, it can be used for good or bad. And when you look at the big two, when it comes to Marvel, DC, and a lot of people are like, why are some of these superhero movies so samey? And it's like, well, they're following source material, but also suffer from this. Yeah. It suffers from the same flaws that the source material has.
Which is that at the end of the day, we will go back to the status quo.
Yeah.
There cannot be lasting change because we need these characters to be the same characters in 10 years from now because that's what people like.
And the other thing being that, you know, it's like, oh, here's the story about Captain America, it's an origin story. Here's the story of Iron Man, it's an origin story. Yeah. And it's like, why is it all like this? And it's like,
I mean, there was the joke about Batman for years because they kept doing Batman movies, and every Batman movie would explain Batman's origins. Like,
exactly.
I get it, your mom and dad died. Fuck off.
Let's get it, Bruce. Your
fuck off, rich boy.
We get it, Clark. Your planet's gone.
Now, I want to instead hear about how you believe in Santa still. That's what I actually want to hear about.
Wow, that thing stood no chance.
Not really.
I threw a core into it and it was sucking stuff up and it was just gone. But no, like, those comics as a medium was... Everybody created their, like, you had all these different writers that all created their own character. And it's like, I'm going to make Ant-Man, he's going to be like this. And I'm going to make Captain America, he's going to be like this. And they follow the same beats with... Granted, I hate to simplify it and generalize it to the point of, like, the only difference between them is their power set. But in some cases, that kind of happens.
Yeah. It's
now,
inevitable,
granted,
too. Like, there's sometimes like, that can't be avoided.
But there are noticeable character differences, like, aside from their power set, like if I were to ask you, like, okay, without mentioning their powers or abilities... Tell me the difference between Peter Parker and Captain America.
Captain America is earnest and like the goody two-shoes Boy Scout. And Peter is too, but he has a much more sarcastic bent to his personality. He's gone through having to find a job and having to pay his bills, whereas Captain America has been stuck in ice for literally over 50 years.
Usually, if Captain America's got to pay his bills,
he's got the GI Bill to fall back on.
Yeah. The government pays for all his shit, except when he's fighting against the government, which has happened. But
yeah, we don't talk about the costumes he wore during that time.
Yeah, so
we talk about that story, but not the costumes specifically.
Yeah, so that is where it's like. Yeah, there are times when, like, when you do things wrong, the only difference between some characters are their power sets, but Marvel has kind of done things right in
like,
a way.
Remember that time when Stan Lee was watching Todd McFarlane and some other, like, his artists design a new character?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, I hold up that as one of my favorite YouTube videos.
Right.
Because it's so on point about 90s superhero design and how fucking horrible it is.
Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld were like and even Frank Miller were like the biggest offenders of some of that shit.
And like you're sitting there listening to Stan Lee, like the legendary Stan Lee, making snide comments about like how does he use the bathroom when he's in that suit.
And granted, the common misconception with Stan Lee was that, you know, he was not an artist. Stan Lee didn't draw a lot of these characters he came up with. He was a writer.
Yeah.
So he came up with ideas and he came up with stories. But when it came to somebody having to draw that stuff, that's what Jack Kirby was for. You know, he had all these legendary artists that he worked with. Like, that's who drew that shit originally. Now, it's not to say that Stan never drew anything, but that's not what Stan's role was. He was a writer.
I'm sure Stan Lee made a couple of sketches that I want Stan to look kind of like this, but you're an artist, you make this look like not shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've done that with my persona. I've made rough sketches like, this is roughly what I want you to do, but, like, you're an artist, not me, so make this look not shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, and again, when you think of like the Marvel characters and how they got their look back in the 60s, the name that usually comes to mind is usually Jack Kirby, is the guy who drew all that shit. Like the real iconic stuff.
But it was funny watching Stan Lee watch Todd McFarlane and his friend create this character Overkill, and just like riff on how silly the whole Overkill thing was. That was quintessential 90s like superheroes.
Yeah. And the thing is, I know who Overkill is as a character because there was a time in my younger and more vulnerable years when I was a teenager that I was really into Spawn. And I was into that edgelord shit. Like,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
16-year-old me was into some dumb shit. Like, I thought that movie was good at that time.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to laugh.
Nowadays, I can't watch that fucking movie. Like,
listen, we all had our edgy teenager days. It happens.
It was like,
I used to think Sasuke was cool.
Yeah, no.
That happened once. I was wrong.
You are far from the only one that thought that.
And then I grew older and realized, no, I actually would beat the shit out of this boy if I met him in real life.
There was a time as a kid I thought Batman was cooler than Superman simply because Batman scared people.
But he's a rich dude with a bat fetish.
Yeah, he's a furry. He hangs out in his parents' basement and he gets it on with a woman dressed like a cat.
It's a gimmick, not a persona.
There's a Twitter comic. I gotta show this shit to
I know
you.
the one.
Yeah, it's like, I like anthropomorphic characters. That doesn't make me a furry. And then it just ends with, I'm a deviant. No, like, and again, yeah, that same question, like, even if you look at DC characters, you know, you look at members of the Justice League, and usually the thing that comes to mind is like, well, Superman is invulnerable and he flies and stuff, but again, you can also distinguish those characters by their personalities. Like, if I were to ask you...
Like, Superman is literally, like, lawful good turned into a character. That's who he is.
Yeah.
He is the person who will throw himself in front of a bus if it meant that, like, one 5-year-old child could live.
Like, if I had to ask you to describe any one member of the Justice League without mentioning their powers and abilities...
Yeah, like I could talk about Diana. I could talk about Bruce Wayne. I could talk about Clark Kent and like who they are as people. Like you can have those conversations.
I can't talk about Hal Jordan because he kind of sucks.
Well, we can talk about how Lex Luthor doesn't know who he is.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's why I'm thinking about the Flash, not Hal Jordan.
No.
Let's talk about Jon Stewart though. Jon Stewart's cool.
Yeah, we can talk about Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart's awesome. He's a former Marine. And he's an architect.
Yeah. And he's the good Green Lantern in the Injustice games. The one that the costume that doesn't sell.
Yeah.
I like that it brought his voice actor back for that costume too.
I mean, they kind of already had him, considering that, so Phil Lamar, who was the actor for Jon Stewart, he also plays Aquaman.
Oh, you're right. Also,
Yeah.
he plays my favorite Final Fantasy character, Ramza from Tactics.
Phil Lamar was also Vamp in Metal Gear Solid.
NDS2 and
Now, when it comes to cartoons, though, which he has had quite a hand in, Phil Lamar was also Samurai Jack, which I adored that show.
I love Samurai Jack.
I know, Samurai Jack's so fucking good.
I never saw the new season, and I feel bad about it to this day.
If you can find it online somewhere, I'd recommend it. I know there are some people that, like, everybody bitches about an ending, but I don't think the ending was bad. Also, the guy that they had play Aku for the 4th Samurai Jack season, I know his last name is Baldwin, but I don't remember. Which one
that's
he
a
is.
bad last name.
Well, yeah, but he is a guy because Aku was originally played by Mako in the original series, who is also known for like Mako's played a number of roles. The CGI Ninja Turtles movie, not the Michael Bay ones, but the one that
Is it like Mako no last name, or like am I supposed to know where that is?
No, it's Mako no last name.
Okay.
He's a Japanese actor, and he played Aku in Samurai Jack originally, and he was also known for he played Uncle Iroh in Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I hope you've seen.
Yeah. Well, I have not actually seen Avatar. No, I have not seen Avatar: Last Airbender.
Oh, okay. Well,
but you know, I know like you don't escape the internet without knowing about Avatar: Last Airbender. So
yeah. So that guy unfortunately passed away. I don't remember when exactly. So they had to recast Aku.
Naturally, that one makes sense.
And the thing is, this same dude, because Mako passed away before Last Airbender.
Ready when you are.
Oh, whoops. Mako passed away before Last Airbender finished its final season, and so they had to get somebody else to play Uncle Iroh. It's the same guy. They got the same actor to stand in for Mako for Uncle Iroh,
nice.
As they also did for Aku. It drives me nuts that I don't know the guy by name. I just have to look it up, or people in the chat can look it up and tell me, because I fucking can't remember.
But I'm thinking about FF Tactics again. Like, man, I love that game story.
Which Tactics game? Like the first
FF
one?
Tactics, the original one, the War of the Lions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, War of the Lions, I believe I have digitally.
Like, I consider that to be one of the best stories ever told in a video game. Straight up.
No, you're not the only one. You're not the only one I've heard that from. Like, I watched the completionist video of it.
Like, there's so much going on in that one story. It's amazing.
It's kind, yeah, it is kind of crazy, but like, for as much as what goes on in that story, like everything does have a purpose. Like none of it feels.
It all makes sense.
Yeah, like it doesn't feel pointless. There is a reason you're witnessing the stuff that is going on in it.
Yeah. We're doing pretty well.
I mean, I think we're probably overpowered for this.
Yes, we are. Like, overpowered.
My character especially, because I'm like 20 levels above you.
Yeah. Oh no, it's raining. Again, timer ticking down during a cutscene.
Yep, that's
do that.
That's well. Yeah, no. Bad design. At least, like right here, it's like, oh, he's
That's
using
his attack. Yeah.
Yeah, he's using his time power. Okay, so seeing Green Goblin, I'm actually reminded of something. I'll have to see if I can find this video for you. So, you know how in the Spider-Man movie, what the Green Goblin costume was like, and how it's kind of weird when
like a green suit of armor with this mask. Yeah.
Yeah, compared to what he would have been in the comics, and you know, pre-MCU. I kind of came to expect that they would change something like that, so I didn't bat an eye at it at the time, because Hollywood being Hollywood and like what does and doesn't work.
Also, for MCU, that's one thing that they do really well. is
yes.
staying
Take what's
true
on
to the
here.
source material.
And it's not like they didn't make any compromises, because Hawkeye obviously was clearly, but that movie would go on to influence what they would do with Hawkeye in comics. And the same with like Captain America. Like, yeah, no, Captain America doesn't make sense in fucking pirate boots. Just put him, put him in something sensible.
I think this
As
is
long
one
as
of
it's
those ones where you
recognizable,
synergy
which it
attack.
is.
Yeah, I think this is the one where you have the combo attacks, like the ultimate moves to do damage. I think we tried this one on stream before, and then like didn't realize it was one of those challenges, and then fucked it up.
Right. Yeah, I remember now. No, so I was thinking there was a video I stumbled upon that talked about some stuff that they were going to do for the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie that they ended up having to throw out because they had some concepts and they actually made some stuff for the Green Goblin costume that actually looked really good. Like, the original mask they were going to go with instead of the fucking, like, you know, I don't know what you want to call it, like, you know, just the helmet that they did. Their original idea, they had a mask that was a combination of prosthetic makeup and a little bit of animatronics. And what it was that you had this animatronic thing that would go over the top half of Willem Dafoe's head and covered the eyes.
Oh, we have these synergy attacks. I think we have to like do attack combos.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, damn it. There we go. That does it.
There we go.
But yeah, the video was talking about how, like, so the top half of the mask goes over the top half of Willem Dafoe's head, covering his eyes with these big yellow lenses. But the animatronics would be these movable eyebrows. So you had these big yellow eyes with like these eyebrows that would move.
So
and then the bottom half would just be like makeup and his mouth. And it looked really good. They didn't use it in the movie because it looked too good. And
oh, like uncanny?
Do what?
Like uncanny almost?
Yeah, and they were like, we want to sell this to kids. We don't want to scare the shit out of them. We have to dumb this down. That was ultimately the reasoning behind it and why they went with the helmet route that they did. Oh, duh, I'm not using the...
Yeah, these are power. You got timer power just right, yeah.
Yeah, because Wolverine's over there and he's being a derp, and I need him for...
I think that one's down.
Oh, that one's... Whoops. Then that is my bad.
Yeah. Top right, top left, and bottom right or left. This is annoying. I keep trying to use power and getting interrupted.
Yeah, I'm... Also, I don't have enough energy to do synergy attack.
Please stop.
Okay, I should have it now. Nope, I don't. How much fucking energy do I need? Okay. Here we go. There we go.
Oh, this isn't the synergy
Oh,
attack.
damn it.
This is gonna take a while.
Yeah, this is gonna suck.
I also think the game is being situated to synergy attack or not. Like,
Yeah,
that's
like
also the problem.
Like, I need Wolverine to do mine, but he keeps...
Victory will be mine.
There we go. That takes care of that one.
That took care of 3 of them.
See, like, I'm doing the dodge rolls to get out of the way of that, and the AI just isn't.
Alright. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's not getting into place for me to do it.
I'm returning to the lobby. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, no, fuck this challenge.
I'm doing a different challenge.
This is one where you're better off on your own, because doing the synergy attack solo is way easier.
Which you'd think would not be the way that works.
No. No. Oh, holy shit.
You think if you're by yourself, it will be harder to do synergy attacks. Intuitively.
You know, for once, here's what the Marvel movies have done to me. I know there's superhero movies coming out this year, but I kind of don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've said this a number of times. After Endgame, I could be happy if we don't get any more of these. I got what I wanted.
That too, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm burnt out.
Like, I got what I wanted and more.
I've been burnt out for the Marvel stuff for quite some time, and like,
I still
Endgame,
wish we
just need the resolution.
Yeah, I still wish we could get DC stuff that was worth a damn. I mean, we've got that Wonder Woman movie
Henry
coming out.
Cavill's too busy doing Witcher stuff now, so like, and he's better at
that
than like he's getting good material for that one. So like, leave him there.
I'm glad him being Superman has not like destroyed his career, unlike other actors. Which
yeah,
ooh.
Did you see the interview where he's talking to the journalist about the Witcher, his relationship with the Witcher franchise?
No.
Where he's like, you know, I read the books, and I love them, and I played the game. Like, I played Witcher 3, and the interviewer said PS4 or Xbox One. He goes, PC.
I mean,
with like the
he's got
smuggest
the
smile on his face, as if like a knowing smug grin of like, no, I am you. Like, you can't fool me with this bullshit question.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and of course, like, who knows whether or not the interviewer would have even had that information if it wasn't on a fucking note card that she had.
But that amused me very much. Like, okay, yeah, like this is not like some bullshit fluff piece. He knows.
Yeah.
And even if it was bullshit, I wouldn't actually care.
I'm glad he's getting to do something that he wants. Like,
yeah. Like he you can tell in his in the way he performs too, because he's doing the Cockle, the like Geralt's voice from the game. He's doing his impression of that, and it's a good one.
I also recently started playing my playthrough of original Witcher, which, yeah, no, I just put it on easy, and I can play that game with one hand.
Okay, this is not the way. The way? No, this is the way.
I did have the game lock up on me once, and if that becomes a habit, I'm just gonna skip it. Go straight to Witcher 2. I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope it doesn't happen either.
But if technical issues keep arising and I can't fix it because my copy of The Witcher comes from GOG.
Yeah, as do most copies of The Witcher these days.
Yeah, okay, no joke. I had a physical copy of the first Witcher, but it didn't come with like the director's cut stuff that they were selling later. So it's like, fuck it. I'll just.
Okay, so what actually is the path to this terminal on the left? Okay, so here, this one.
As usual. As we do.
My students put up a better fight.
Man, thinking about, like, the lead up to Marvel vs. Capcom as, like, a thing. And one of the things that I'm kind of happy that I got to live through, seeing, like, the arcade era and the fighting games that came out and how, like, future stuff you would see, like, you know, because I remember, like, when Capcom first started doing this shit, it was X-Men Children of the Atom. Which I saw very little of, but I would see that game more when it was, like, on PlayStation. And then, from there, when they did, like, there was Marvel Superheroes, but the first real Versus game was X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And that was like
Marvel vs. Street Fighter. Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, I believe it was Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. And then when they just all out did Marvel vs. Capcom, that's the one that blew my mind.
Yeah,
because I was like,
you could just do it all in one.
Like, because Capcom has like a wealth of characters. Like the fact that first game and they were pulling characters that like weren't even in fighting games. Like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Strider and Mega Man. Like, I lost my shit when I saw that.
And like seeing Dante against Deadpool is an inherently amusing concept.
Yeah. Oh god, it's just too bad MVCI, that game is a massive victim of
Disney.
Marvel Disney meddling. Yeah, like the fact that they were so up their ass to be like, hey, we don't want you to show our characters getting beat up by your characters and winning in any of the promo footage. Like, fuck off! Like, suck my cock. Really? You're that sensitive about it. Holy shit.
Yeah. That's Marvel. Or
it's
Disney.
weird when I hear that Capcom's rumors of Capcom planning another MVC game, but probably for like next gen.
I mean, that attitude doesn't really it's not just Marvel either. It's all of Disney.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how much you're aware about Kingdom Hearts, but in Kingdom Hearts 3 there's a level based on Frozen.
Yeah.
And it is literally just going through the story of Frozen.
The first game, that's where you kind of felt like they weren't trying to fuck with stuff too much, because Nomura was really all about like classic Disney, like Silver Age shit and that's kind of what I grew up with, like in the 80s and 90s of like this is the kind of Disney he wanted to show. And granted, in Kingdom Hearts 2, when they're like, okay, look, we got Pirates of the Caribbean, we need you to hype it. So Pirates of the Caribbean.
And then there's Tron Legacy and Dream Drop Distance, and that was a bad level. That was like one of the levels in that game.
I've not played that bit, but Tron Legacy is something I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to that movie. Like, I was glad to see Disney give a shit about Tron, but I didn't like a lot of the stuff that they did with it. And I didn't think the aesthetic was bad, but it wasn't...
Well, it wasn't just the aesthetic, it's also like, it felt out of place.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't work for the story that this particular game is trying to tell. It doesn't work for the Kingdom Hearts lore overall. That like apparently the real world is just a thing that exists in a different world.
Yeah, but the Tron level from like
Kingdom Hearts 2 was great.
Yeah, oh man, I could have looked at that forever. I could have played a whole game like that. I still thought it was ridiculous.
Well, that's one of my favorite levels in that game is the Tron level in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, I still thought it was ridiculous that they called it Space Paranoids, but if you're not familiar with that movie, it wouldn't bother you.
It wouldn't matter.
I think if they called
like
the level
they use it in a cool way where it's Ansem's computer system instead of
like that whole big reveal of like Tron's user as Ansem the Wise. I was like, oh.
Yeah, they incorporate it into the lore of Kingdom Hearts in a way that makes like sense.
Yeah, it worked. And I got to have a
And then in Kingdom Hearts 3, you hit a shot-for-shot remake of Let It Go.
Like, and also like the musical cues of like original 80s Tron. Like, the thing that's kind of weird about Tron, like that original 80s movie, was kind of the sad truth of it was that it was a failure when it came out originally in theaters.
Yeah, it wasn't like until after the fact that it became like the phenomenon that it is today.
Yeah, that it had like the cult status that it did. But and the thing is, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that that movie's perfect. Far from it. There's a lot of nothing.
I mean, they aired it on X-Play once, and that's when I watched it. Like, they aired it on before.
Yeah, like there's a lot of times where like nothing happens in that movie. But man, the aesthetic is something that
it's a visual feast.
Give me all of the neon in my face. I will suck the neon dick to have it all over me. Just to, I need it. I will jerk off the Tron dick to have it shoot the neon
but, like,
all over.
Fast forward to Kingdom Hearts 3 in modern Disney, and you're getting a literal shot-for-shot remake of the Let It Go. Music.
And stuff like Big Hero 6,
Big Hero 6 is actually one of the better worlds, because they did, it was like a direct sequel to the movie, where, like, Sora, it wasn't doing the movie stuff over again. It was like, okay, let's assume that this movie happened, and Sora shows up in this world. How does that work?
Okay.
Like, there were three good worlds in that game. There were the Toy Story world, Monsters Inc.
I knew you'd have to say Toy Story.
Big Hero 6, because they took like the Kingdom Hearts stuff and the property, and they remixed it in a way that was really, really interesting.
And Woody is the bravest motherfucker in all of Kingdom Hearts. Woody,
I love that scene. I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't care. Followed by, you've probably never been loved, have you?
Woody tells Organization 13 to suck my non-existent dick.
Telling Heidenord to go fuck off.
Yeah.
We gotta do an EX attack to win.
Yeah, and why Woody was like the best character in that game. Woody was the MVP of Kingdom Hearts 3. Woody has done more than Kyrie ever will.
I mean, apparently Kyrie's gonna be playable in the DLC.
That comes out this month.
Yeah. I can't wait for her to beat a boss and then get her victory invalidated in the cutscene following. That's gonna be great.
I also thought it was kind of hilarious that the sound alike for Woody is Tom Hanks' brother.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of cool, actually.
That's like Frieza in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
New voice actor is the old one's brother.
That's great.
Because I think he got sick for a performance and he told his brother to take over.
For a long while, I thought Frieza was a woman.
I can understand that.
Frieza's just got those dick-sucking lips. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you know, he's also got that alien form,
which I'm sure is okay for dry humping against.
Oh yeah, I love it. so sleek.
At the same time, though, Frieza kind of gives off a personality to where it's like, oh yeah, he fucked.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, I find it hard to believe if Frieza fucked.
Well, he doesn't have any genitalia.
No.
So he couldn't fuck.
Frieza only gets off on other people's misery. That's why I don't think he...
How does that race reproduce? That's actually a good question.
My guess is that maybe it's something akin to the Namekians, to where maybe they can just spit out an egg.
How does Frieza race reproduce?
Are you Googling this?
Yes.
Ah, you fucker. You're gonna... I get this feeling you're gonna go down a rabbit hole you're gonna regret seeing. Although the best outcome would be you just look something up and Toriyama just goes on record, I don't know! Because now I'm curious.
I have not received an answer yet, so...
Okay, well...
One day we will...
Currently the answers I don't know, but my theory is they they just spit out an egg like Dark Lord Piccolo did when he got Piccolo Jr.
Asexual reproduction. Okay, so they have asexual reproduction. That's
like I said, they could lay eggs in some way.
Yeah. Well, it's not like they don't the process is unknown, but it is an asexual process.
The only thing I can think of is it maybe just comes out of their mouth. Again, I'm saying this because
Piccolo did in Dragon Ball original.
Yes. And aside from their ears, they don't have,
they don't.
They hear somehow.
They don't breathe, but they can survive in the vacuum of space.
Yeah, they don't have any real orifice that can produce something other than their fucking mouth.
And with that visual, we are adjourned for today.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing the DLC with me and doing a few trials to fill out the time. This was another great stream.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. And on Wednesday, I'll probably not do Magic. I might stream a bit of Hades or something instead, because I'm getting a little fed up with Arena at the moment.
That game's supposed to go 1.0 this year.
It's exciting. But yeah, we'll see what I do on Wednesday. But until then, take care, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.